The New York Knicks played really bad against the Boston Celtics in Game 5. The Celtics played really good against the New York Knicks. They showed up at home. They did what was needed to be done to force a Game 6 at Madison Square Garden. And I want to preface this video by saying that the Knicks are going to play better in Game 6 than they did in Game 5, but I also want to say that the Boston Celtics are still very much alive in this series, down 3-2 going on the road. And I do think the majority of the pressure right now is on the Knicks. When you look at this series, the Celtics don't have Jayson Tatum. The Celtics are down 3-1. Only 13 teams in NBA history have overcome a 3-1 deficit. So Boston's playing without pressure right now. If the Knicks do not close this series out in New York, they still have a great chance to win it in Game 7. But if they don't, the pressure is going to seep in because of how the series has gone so far. I think there's a false sense of confidence right now amongst Knicks fans, Knicks backers, whoever is supporting the Knicks. They feel a little too confident. Knicks fans are talking about Eastern Conference championships, about an NBA Finals appearance, NBA championship even. Let's slow down for a second. When you look at the Boston Celtics in Game 1 and Game 2, they blew 20-point leads in each one. And I credit the Knicks. I tip my cap to the New York Knicks for being able to overcome those deficits. Very few teams could actually do that. But it also took the Boston Celtics offense to just go complete standstill for extended periods of time. And is that going to happen moving forward? Maybe, but we've seen it. The Celtics can get leads in this series by not playing well. The Celtics can get leads in this series by playing well. And the New York Knicks have not been able to blow the Celtics out. I know Game 4 was a really good one for New York, and they still could not get that extended lead over the Celtics until Jayson Tatum went out at the end of the game. So I think we have a lot of basketball left to be played here. I don't think this series is going to end in 6. I do think it's going to go 7. I'm not saying the Celtics are going to win it, but Boston is ready to play basketball right now, and who knows, that Jayson Tatum injury may have actually helped them, and here's why. I'm a massive Jayson Tatum fan. I think everybody in Boston is. New York, there were some fans cheering when he got hurt, not going to name names, but it's very sad. That's the bottom line. However, I think the Jayson Tatum injury actually has forced the Boston Celtics to play more team basketball. We saw it in Game 4. It was give the ball to Jayson. Jason's going to take the ball. He's going to go make the shots. If he makes the shots, they're going to win the game. That's a lot of pressure, even for a star caliber player like Tatum. We saw it last night. It was the strength of the team, the strength in numbers. Obviously, Jaylen Brown was great, but it took everybody from Peyton Pritchard to Sam Hauser, Big Al. You look at Luke Kornet. What a game from him. It was a team effort. The only person who really didn't contribute was Kristaps Porzingis, and if they can get just a little bit out of him in Game 6 and potentially a Game 7, they're going to be set up pretty well here. The last shot that Jayson Tatum took before the injury was a logo 3 down 5 that he really didn't need to take. That was just because he was pressing too much, because he was forced to do too many things, because nobody was stepping up around him. Now the Celtics have no chance but to step up and play team basketball, and we did see that very well in Game 5. So what's it going to take for the Boston Celtics to go win Game 6 and force a Game 7 back at home? Well, they pretty much have to do exactly what they did last night. You got to hope the Knicks don't have a great game. You got to win the paint. You got to get guys into foul trouble. They were really successful because Jalen Brunson and Cat were in foul trouble throughout the entire night, and they got to knock down their shots. I mean, if they shoot right around 40% from 3 and they can push 50% from the field, which is very hard to do, they're more than capable of it, they're going to be fine. You look at Luke Kornet, he has to continue to do what he did last night. That might have been a coming out party. I hope it wasn't a one-time thing. But if he continues to do that and have all those blocks and make life very difficult for the Knicks in the paint, that only helps the Celtics. And then if you can get Kristaps Porzingis to finally do something, now he couldn't breathe last night according to Joe Mazzulla, but if you get him to do something, it just adds a whole nother dimension to this Boston team. Jaylen Brown's going to be great. Derrick White has been great throughout most of this series. There are a lot of guys who can still make shots to the Celtics, and the fact that they're only a 2-point underdog on the road in one of the most hostile arenas in the world should scare Knicks fans a little bit. The Boston Celtics lost their best player, and they are only +2 on the road in a Game 6. That means the Celtics can easily pull this one off. It's a pick'em, it's a flip of a coin, and I do think the Celtics are going to find a way to get it done and put all that pressure back on New York heading into Game 7. And what I'm most interested to see coming into Game 6, not how does Boston handle the pressure. We know they're going to be okay on the road. They've been great on the road all season. We know they can win without Tatum. They just proved that in Game 5. But can this iteration of the Boston Celtics Celtics make shots down the stretch against the New York Knicks. The Knicks did not play well. They couldn't put pressure on Boston in the fourth quarter because they weren't in a position to. But at home, I believe they're going to be. So are the Celtics going to melt down and miss shots like we've seen earlier in this series? If they don't do that, I think they can win the rest of the series. If they play good fourth quarter basketball, they're going to be fine. We know these games are going to be close because the Celtics can make so many threes even with this group, and the New York Knicks can apply pressure late. So if we get that harmony, if we get that marriage late in the fourth quarter, which team is going to step up? The Knicks have done it throughout the entire series. Boston has not, but they still have guys who can make a ton of shots. And if Jaylen Brown continues to do what he did in Game 5, if you can get Derrick White, if you can get Kornet, this whole band together playing for Jayson Tatum, I do think they have a realistic chance to win this series. This is not a regular 3-1 deficit now being 3-2. This is a series that the Boston Celtics have squandered early. It could cost them now, but they are the better team. So we need to give them the respect they deserve coming into this Game 6. And I don't know how New York Knicks fans are feeling. I do think they're pretty confident, but this is still a series that is not over. There's a lot of basketball left to be played. So who's going to win? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we get a Game 7.